Katie, if you play against Denmark and then you're chosen against Belgium, that'll be your 50th cap. How does that make you feel?
Doesn't feel real, if I'm honest. I remember it like it was yesterday, coming into my first camp off the back of the under-19s Euros, and still around and drafted us in, and it was kind of in from there. But when you think about it like that, where those 50 games gone? But now I'm thrilled. Making your first appearance, your 50th, is unbelievable. Unbelievably proud moment. Would love for my family to be there to see it, but obviously through these difficult times, hopefully we can get another 50 under the belt, and maybe they'll make the 100th.
Now it's 6 years since your debut. A lot has happened in Irish football in that time, but a lot has happened to Katie McCabe as well. Yeah,
there's been ups, there's been downs. I feel like right now the path I'm on is good. I'm happy with where I'm at in terms of where I'm playing and how this Irish team is going and growing. Those 6 years have flew in terms of where we were 6 years ago to now, especially within this team. I think the journey has been enjoyable, but we've learned a lot from it. And to still be here and representing my country, it's unbelievably proud, and I love it. I love coming in with the girls, seeing everyone. I think the last time we seen each other was December, so you're catching up all the time, and I love it. There's nothing better than playing for your country.
We're at the beginning of a new campaign, and the ultimate goal is Australia, New Zealand, and the World Cup. It's a huge incentive, and as you say, there has been a big development in Irish women's football in your time in the green jersey.
Yeah, absolutely. I think ever since I came in, obviously we were still at that kind of transition period. I think a lot of players in Ireland were still trying to kind of get out and play professionally and play in a more professional environment, and that's where I think we've progressed. We've got a lot of players playing abroad, which increases the level individually and as a collective. But I think even when Colin came in, I think that campaign just came a little bit too soon. We had some great results obviously against the Netherlands, and ultimately we didn't get the job done. When Vera came in again, I think obviously we're more set in terms of where we're at. We've got that defensive structure, but now it's all about attacking and scoring goals. And within this team, we've got some really talented players that can score goals and assist and produce in those big moments. And right now, I think that's for us to concentrate on and build into this World Cup campaign.
Now, you spent a lot of your early career obviously in the Women's National League, scored a lot of goals there as well. It's progressed as well, but I reckon for players to get to the level that Vera wants to be at and that you need to be at the highest international level, do you feel girls need to get away?
I think where the Women's National League is at, I think we still need to be doing more compared to what is going on in England with the WSL. I think there still is a big gap, and that's up to us within obviously the FAI to keep investing in the women's game. I think they do a great job with the men's side of things, and I think it's to bring the level up now within the women's game, because as I said, in Ireland we produce a lot of top class players. Denise O'Sullivan flying it in America, Niamh Fahey, Emma Byrne, like we've done it, so it's there, so we need to be consistent with it, but I still think we're getting there, but we need to keep going. We need to be going in that right direction. Within the WSL, I think it's probably the most competitive it's ever been, and it's attracting a lot of top quality stars, really world class players, and I'm training with them day in, day out, so that ultimately makes me compete and bring my game up. So no, I think if we're doing that, and I know the girls are doing that, even within back home, the girls are trying to balance playing at the high level within the Women's National League and working 9 to 5 still, and that's not an easy task. Until we eliminate the girls having to work 9 to 5, I think then we'll be doing a good job.
And the issue of equal pay for the men and the women's teams, I mean, some would say that you've done better than the men's teams in recent times. There shouldn't be a competition, I guess, but there is a disparity still in what you get paid.
No, of course, obviously, I think that's not just within the FAI, it's all over the world. I don't think I'll be getting 250 grand a week anytime soon, like my Arsenal men counterparts, but for us it's about equal opportunity as well. It's about getting the right things in terms of facilities and opportunities to be able to get to that elite level. Of course, we talk about equal pay, and I do think we've come a long way. And obviously that was the drive of the players back 6 years ago, to get what we have now. But do I think there's still progress to be made? Yes. But I think we will. We get there eventually. But for us, it's about concentrating on the pitch. And let that do the talking.
Ahead of the game against Ukraine, I mean, you were given a charter that time by the FAI, so you were given every opportunity or every assistance that they could, but you decided not to speak about the equal pay issue before the Germany game either, and concentrate on that. But when is the right time? At what point should it be made equal?
Well, I think obviously due to COVID, I probably would have met Jonathan a lot sooner. But I'm excited to meet him. I've heard good things about him, and I know he's got a really great background in what he does. So I'm looking forward to that conversation. And until then, obviously we don't know how things are going to develop. I'm in close contact with Seamus Coleman as well. So we've got a good relationship between the men and women's team. And we do want to drive that initiative that we are one, the FAI are one, and I'm hoping we can do that in the next coming months and weeks.
So as captain, you're kind of bringing that case to the FAI on behalf of the players? Yeah,
of course. Obviously, we discuss things within our leadership group, the L ones, if you like, of course, obviously it's a conversation, but we want to make sure those little nitty-gritty bits are sorted before we jump the gun and go for that main one.
Colin Bell was the one who made you captain. That was in 2017. You were quite young to be captain, but did you always see yourself as captain material?
That was obviously when Colin kind of phoned me that time to tell me I'd be the next captain of Ireland. It was quite surreal. It was kind of that pit of the stomach feel. You didn't actually quite believe it. I thought I was in trouble initially when he was trying to get in contact with me. But for me, my captain growing up was Emma Byrne. I watched games when I was younger, and she was captain, and then to be in the squad, and you're learning. When I went over to Arsenal, she took me under her wing. So for me, I always looked up to Emma Byrne in that sense. Did I ever think I was going to be succeeding her when she obviously retired? But to be in this position now, I think it's something that I've had to adapt to and be more mature, I guess, grow up quickly. But I wouldn't have been able to do it with the fantastic teammates I have around me. The Louise Quinns, Nifahi, Rusha, Diane, Denise O'Sullivan. I think we have a good balance and a great relationship, and what's important is what's best for the players. And obviously if I'm in the position as captain to be the voice, I will be, and I'll represent the girls as best I can.
Now it's important for young Irish girls, supporting Irish football, to have role models, and you have been very much a role model in your football life, but also in your real life, as it were, that you were happy to come out and be a gay footballer.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the initial conversation with Aviva was fantastic, because they were obviously giving myself and Rusha the platform to be able to come out. And the conversation we had when we were doing it, we didn't think twice about it. It's who we are. We don't hide it. It's not something I keep secret on social media or anything like that. I'm very comfortable in my own skin, and I think that's through the support of my friends and family growing up. That has helped. That it's not the case for everyone, and that's what that message was that it is okay to be yourself, and for us to have the opportunity to express that and make a change to even that one person's life. Was ultimately why we wanted to do it. But I think as footballers, we are in a privileged position to have a platform, and I think it's important that we use it.
And what sort of reaction did you get to that? Because it was, some would have said it was a brave thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, it was a no-brainer, and obviously, I think Rushi can say the same. We didn't think twice about it, as I said, and the reaction off the back of it was brilliant. Like, and I didn't actually think it was, because you get the trolls and the negativity and this and that, but I honestly didn't see any negative comments. It was all positive. I think the media were great backing it. Obviously, the interviews then we done after. I think the whole thing around it was fantastic, and even the day in itself, lighting up the Aviva Stadium, our national stadium, in the pride flag colours was unbelievable, and it definitely sent out the right message.
The Arsenal situation at the moment, I know you were on the bench last game, but before that, the Spurs game, you're becoming the assist queen, aren't you? I mean, you've been scoring goals, but you've been actually contributing from left back. Yeah,
no, it's obviously, I never thought I'd be a left back, if I'm honest, coming from my attacking days at Rahimi. But look, it's something I've really loved doing in the job, is kind of being that versatile player and really adapting my positioning in the team. And the way we play football at Arsenal, we dominate a lot of possession, so I find myself in very advanced areas in the park. So for me, it was maintaining that attacking aspect to my game in terms of contributing to goals, creating scoring opportunities, but adapting to it in a left back role. But required a lot of fitness, I would say, to get up and back. But no, I'm really enjoying it. Ultimately, it's working towards what we want for the team, and we're fighting for our Champions League position at the minute. So yeah, once I'm contributing to 3 points each week, I don't really mind.
And does Viviane Miedema appreciate what you do for her?
I mean, I put a few on a plate for her yesterday, but now Viv's brilliant. She's a world-class striker. Defending against her in training isn't easy, but improves my defensive game and prepares me for those big games against big players. She's fantastic to work with. But yeah, I do think she appreciates the cross and the crosses I put in for her. And yeah, look, the corner she scored, or the goal from the corner she scored last week was top class, and we did actually work on it in training.
That's a role that you kind of have seen yourself play for Ireland now as well. I mean, in certain games, or maybe will that be your position going forward?
Yeah, obviously since Vera's came in, we've played a few different formations, 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3. We're looking to expand that. Obviously in the Germany game back in December, we played the 5-3-2, which I was in that left wing back role. It's something obviously Vera's seen and liked, obviously with Arsenal. It just depends obviously who we're coming up against, whether she does want me more advanced or in that kind of wing back role. It's up to the gaffer where she wants me. But yeah, I'll play in goal if I have to for the team. Just once I'm out there, I guess.
And I asked Louise and Vera about this as well. There's some girls come in this week who are Irish eligible. Mm-hmm. And although Aoife Colville, I understand, isn't able to make it, but Florence Gamby, Lily Agg, Emily Murphy, the latter two both captained England at underage level. Is there a feeling or a doubt at all in the same way that Declan Rice and Jack Grealish played for Ireland at underage level, looked like great prospects, and then ended up with England, that we could have that situation? Are they denying Irish girls an opportunity?
No, I think it's important for Vera to be able to see the girls. Obviously she'd be keeping an eye on them at club level, but I think you can't really get a feel until you have them on the pitch and in with the squad. And from chatting to the girls, they're great girls. They want to be here. They wouldn't have got the plane over from England if they didn't. And I think they're really looking forward to the opportunity. For me, I'm not worried about a Declan Rice and Jack Grealish aspect. The lads chose what they wanted at the end of the day, and for us girls, I think we've always been a very welcoming team. We've got a few plastic paddies now, but they're in divine right. They're Irish through and through.
And do you see that as part of your role, though, as captain in particular, to introduce them to the culture of this group and to persuade them, if you like?
wouldn't even say persuade them. I think that once they get a feel for it, I think they'll enjoy it. As I said, we're an open bunch. I think team spirit is key, especially when you're only in for a short space of time. You don't want the dynamic to be negative or anything like that. And anytime I'm in here, it's been nothing but good crack, and that's the way we like to keep it. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing the girls how they got on this week, and yeah, I just want them to enjoy it.
And yeah, the last question is going to be about the women's WSL and the TV deal, because as much as we've seen here, the 2020 campaign did a lot for women's sport, maybe football in particular. How big a deal is that TV deal for the WSL in the UK and in the world, because there's such a big worldwide audience for Sky?
That TV deal is massive. It's been in the pipeline, I think, for a little while, and I think Sky Sports have opened their eyes up, obviously, because previously, like, BT have been showing some of our games, BBC, so it was only a matter of time before Sky Sports got involved, and Sky Sports is obviously massive. It's watched all over the world, but for the game, it is going to take it to the next level for sure. I spoke a little bit about some of the world's best players coming to play in England, and it's what a stage to play on, you know. I think the FA have done a terrific job in investing in the right areas, and I think WSL is where it is because of the right people involved in getting the game up to that level. For me, it's all about visibility also. You're going to be able to watch us. My parents won't be asking for a link to a game.
A dodgy kind of stream, yeah.
That bring viruses to the computer. But no, look, I think it's fantastic. It's really going to take the game to the next level. And before the Euros in England as well, it's what a time. I think it's all fallen into the right place at the right time. And I'm just obviously delighted to be a part of it as well. So
how long? You're only 25. How long before you'll be on 250 grand a week?
I'll fly you over when I let you know.
Katie, best of luck to you. I hope if the 50th comes at the weekend, and it'll be 100 before we know it.
Thanks.